All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something that's a real game changer in how we prepare for disasters. It's called DDRiVE-M, and it's all about helping us see risks before they strike so we can act a whole lot smarter. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if we could actually see disasters coming before they happen? For so long, we've been stuck playing catch-up, just reacting to things. But what if we could actually get ahead of them? That's the huge shift we're looking at today. You know, our world is so interconnected now. A single storm isn't just a storm anymore. It can create this massive domino effect, knocking out power, which then messes up supply chains, and suddenly you have a full-blown health crisis on your hands. That's the complex reality we're facing. So the big question is, how do you even begin to defend against a threat like that? Well, you're going to need a new kind of shield, one that's just as smart and interconnected as the risks themselves. And that shield is DDRiVE-M. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, but its mission is actually really straightforward. It's about turning a flood of data into clear, life-saving action.
And what's really important here is who this is for. We're not talking about some tool just for big federal agencies. This is for the people on the front lines, your local government, community groups, even small businesses, the very backbone of our communities.
So what's the secret sauce here? What makes the system tick? Well, it all comes down to these three pillars. You've got predictive intelligence, holistic risk mapping, and collaborative resilience. This is the engine that really drives the whole thing. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. How does this thing actually work? We're going to pull back the curtain on what's called the data to action cycle, and this is where raw information gets turned into life-saving intelligence. It all revolves around this constant loop, this intelligence cycle. And what's kind of clever is that the acronym itself is basically our roadmap. It all kicks off with detection and diagnosis. So let's start there.
First up, phase 1, detection. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? You can't fight what you can't see. This is all about having eyes and ears everywhere, 24/7. So picture this like a digital watchtower that never sleeps. It's constantly scanning for threats, watching hazards unfold in real time, keeping tabs on critical infrastructure, and plugging into all the early warning systems out there.
And this is where it gets really cool. All that data gets brought to life with GIS mapping.
We're talking about a dynamic, living map of risk, where you can see exactly where the vulnerabilities are and pinpoint your most critical assets with incredible clarity. Okay, so once a potential threat is on the radar, we move into phase 2, diagnosis. And this is where the real brain power of the system kicks in.
See, it's not just about spotting a problem, it's about deeply understanding it. What's the root cause? What are the potential domino effects? It's all about figuring out which threats need our attention right now.
And here is the absolute game changer, predictive analytics. This is the brain of the operation. You've got AI models working tirelessly in the background, connecting all the dots to forecast what could happen next. It's about seeing around the corner, not just reacting to what's right in front of you. All right, so you've got all this amazing intelligence, but what do you do with it? That brings us to phase 3, response. This part is so crucial. It's where everyone gets on the same page, working from the same playbook. The platform becomes this central command hub for getting resources where they need to go, coordinating between different agencies, and putting well-rehearsed plans into action. But here's the thing. The work doesn't just stop after a crisis is handled. And honestly, this is what makes the system so powerful. It's built to learn and adapt. The cycle just keeps on going, driving constant improvement.
These last few stages create this amazing feedback loop. You're integrating what you've learned into your daily plans, you're running simulations to test things out, you're enhancing your protocols based on what worked and what didn't, and all the while, you're still monitoring. It means the community just keeps getting smarter and more resilient.
So when you put it all together, what's the bottom line? Why does all this matter? Well, it's about building communities that are smarter, safer, and way, way more resilient. And this really gets to the heart of the whole thing. It's a fundamental shift in how we think. We're moving away from just reacting to a crisis and cleaning up the mess to actually anticipating it, from damage control to damage prevention. And that is huge. It really all boils down to this one powerful idea: empowering resilience through intelligence. It's about giving our communities the foresight they need to protect themselves and thrive, no matter what comes their way. And that really leaves us with one final thought. a question for you to consider. In a world that's only getting more complex and unpredictable, how ready is your community for the unexpected? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us.